it is my goal in life to work on behalf of our community and to advance our interests and our rights. It's great to see him. SÄHENEP Tinitsne. My name is SÄHENEP. English name is Adam Olsen. I am the son of Sewisut, Carl Olsen and Sylvia Olsen, and the grandson of Laura and Ernie Olsen, Tsikwat and Telquilam. And I've lived on Tsartlip and Tsartlip my whole life. I'm a proud member of this community and of the JOÞHEETH Nation. And I guess up until recently, I served as the member of the Legislative Assembly for Saanich North and the Islands. I've spent a lot of time working in governance and governments outside of our community and working to advance our interests through those various different bodies that I've been a part of. And I've always had a sense that at some point I would like to return and come back and take what I've learned and take those experiences that I've gained and it's been an honor to represent JOÞHEETH in and at these tables in the legislature and at the various tables. And so, I'm really blessed and I'm very honored to be able to be in this role with Tsartlip. And it is my goal in life to work on behalf of our community and to advance our interests and our rights, most importantly, our rights forward to ensure that we have the ability to be able to take care of the things that we as Tsartlip and more broadly JOÞHEETH people need to take care of on behalf of our territory and on behalf of our communities. And so it's an honor to have been successful in this, in this job application. And now the goal is to be successful in the job. And that it's my hope, it's my dream that we can move forward like I've seen other communities moving forward around the province. And to take those examples and to apply them here is very exciting. And I look forward to having conversations with my relatives here in Tsartlip and more broadly about what our dreams and hopes and desires are and how we can see that come to life through the negotiating table is something that's very exciting to me. And so I look forward to the work in the coming weeks, months, and years. Yeah, so I'm just starting to figure out exactly what all of that entails, but essentially, I will be sitting at the table on behalf of Tsartlip, representing Tsartlip at the whatever negotiating tables are created. And we'll be working with the chief and council and the community to better develop and detail what we're doing at those tables and what we're negotiating at those tables. Still a little bit unclear as to in setting up what that communication framework is, what the community engagement pieces are, and making sure that the work that we're doing on behalf of the community is informed by the community and is leading to direct benefits for our community. Yeah, well, as I said in my introduction, I've been sitting at a lot of these tables already, actually, or similar tables to the negotiating tables that I'll be sitting at on behalf of Tsartlip. But I've been sitting there as the member of the Legislative Assembly, and I've been representing our community, both Tsartlip and the broader JOÞHEETH community, as the member of the Legislative Assembly. And so there's been a lot of tables that I've sat at with one or more of the chiefs and councils. And so, I think that I bring a pretty strong sense of how government works or doesn't work, say how it functions or how it dysfunctions. In fact, how it's doing both of those likely at the same time, which is, a bit of a challenge. I have had about 16 years experience in elected public office. And so, I've been around a lot of these discussions, been around a lot of the people that are engaged and really kind of understand how how these systems are both working and not working for our community. And so I'm really thrilled to be able to uh, focus the work that I do on behalf of advancing our rights and title here in Tsartlip, and the broader nation building experience that's underway in WJOTHEP. Well, I mean, I would really like to see our community advance. Obviously, I think that for the last 175 years, the systems that have been set up, both at the provincial and the federal crown governments, have not been there to serve First Nations communities. Uh, they've been there to actually fragment and divide First Nations communities. It's been a deliberate and intentional systemic structure that has produced the outcomes that our communities are experiencing. And so, the provincial and federal governments have found a way to worm their way in between our families, in between our communities. They've created governance structures that serve the crown governments and not our people, our relatives, our territory more broadly. And so, my hope is that success looks like uh, finding ways to create those systems that serve us, that serve our community's needs, that serve our community's interests, and that allow us to be able to fulfill the rights that we have inherently as Indigenous people in this country and in this province, but as well our treaty rights that have been negotiated and that for too long have been neglected by the federal and provincial crown governments. And so, success really looks like short-term immediate benefits, but it also looks like a much different relationship within WJOTHEP, within our relatives and the other village leaderships, but as well a much different relationship with the crown governments and regional and municipal governments that are our neighbors directly at our borders, of the Indian reserves. So, I think that I'm seeing this as both a short-term and a medium/long-term potentials. And of course, there are things that we could immediately benefit from, and then much longer-term discussions that I think will be had with the community going forward as to what those medium and long-term benefits are and structures are that serve us. I've spent the last 7 years as an MLA, and so it has really felt like work has been the only thing really that I've been doing. In that role, you go to the grocery store and to buy a jug of milk, as an example, and it feels like you're working because people will want to talk about this issue or that issue or this idea or that idea. And so it's been a job where I've had to always be on and available for people. And so this past weekend was really the first weekend where I woke up on Saturday and went, oh, actually, I don't need to, there's, so I think that the first thing that I like to do in the most immediate term is find some hobbies. I think is probably something that and I'm standing on the sidelines of my son Silas, the soccer field is one of the first ways of getting back engaged with the community in a different way. And it's been a lot of fun to be back on the sidelines. So that's something that I really enjoy and think will probably be part of my life going forward. Both my kids are in musical theater and in acting, and there's something that's very attractive to me about that. Of course, as a politician, you stand on a stage, and so now that stage has been is now somebody else's to stand on. And maybe perhaps I'd like to test my hand at doing some acting and doing some. I wouldn't say musical theater is something that anybody will want to see me do because I don't sing or dance very well. But perhaps a local stage, some local theater, maybe in my future. But for now, it's really just a matter of settling in this job, taking some space and hanging out with my family in a way that I haven't been able to over the last 7 years. And exploring all the different opportunities that I can spend extra time, whatever that is, not away from work.